everyone. So today we've talked about many times over the last, it's been about a year, but today's a very special day. I actually catch myself getting tingly a little bit about it. But before we get into what's going to happen today or what you're going to experience happen today, is I first want to recognize the Allied team, which most of you are here. Today wouldn't be possible without you, right? So I'm wearing this shirt today on purpose, right? Which is Purpose, Impact, Fulfillment, which many of you know to be the foundation of VestRight, which is our education company, and then also over at Allied, right? And how do we have an impact, which leads to fulfillment? And this moment today with Eric Gottman's here, has just been a trooper. I've had an opportunity to connect with him a few times, and he's just a very special individual with a great heart. He loves Jesus, and it's just really cool to be a part of his journey. And what's going to take place today with talking to Eric, it's going to change his life forever. And, you know, quite frankly, there's money being presented today. And it's, Eric, if you don't mind me saying, it's more money than you've ever made in your whole lifetime. But at the end of the day, none of that would be possible without one, VestRight, right? Which part of my PIF was to educate others on what we do, right? We have a very special business model here at Allied. And to take that specialized knowledge, that specialized experience, and be able to share that with the world and to be able to make a difference. If we can continue to create moments like this, right? Like, we're not just a land development company. Like, I really want us focused on PIF, and I think you all resonate with this. I think we all can get on board. Like, we need to be more than just the dollars, right? We need to, if we all can feel a part of a purpose, right? Of a vision and having impact, like that to me is priceless. And I can say as the visionary of VestRight in 2019 to now be here today experiencing what we're about to experience, I can't put it into words. And I am just beyond thankful to be able to present you with a payday today. And so, Eric, will you come up here? Sure. And I'm going to say this right now just because I like transparency. I'm going to present Eric with this check, okay? But understand, you would never give someone this type of money in a check form. So this is actually not a real check. But he'll receive a wire for the funds. But anyways, for the purposes of this moment, for the purposes of those watching, is we wanted to at least show it in some type of check form. So I'm very proud and privileged and even humbled to be a part of your journey, and for you to build a relationship with me and with more importantly, even the Allied team as you've connected with them. I'm sure you all have some great stories, but I'm very pleased to present you with a check for $610,789.40. So you're welcome. So will you mind showing the video of the people the check? You catch that check?
I'm Scott Theringer, and I'm the CEO of Allied Development. Well, today marks a long journey for Eric, one of our VestRight students. Eric got introduced to the company about a year ago. When I first met him, he was very excited, very energetic, and had a whole lot of unbridled enthusiasm. It just had to be focused in the right direction. And the main challenge that he faced was this was an extremely complicated deal, and he just needed someone to be able to help him take it across the finish line. And Eric, this being his first baby, he got the property under contract. He did an amazing job of finding a great piece of dirt, which was half the battle. But the other, more difficult battle was to get it actually pushed through the city. And that's where I recall a year ago, and I reminded Eric about this the other day, it was a year ago, just a few weeks ago, that he and I stood in a parking lot the home builder, where I had to convince him. I said, just take a leap of faith. You don't realize that you're giving away your future. And if you would just take a leap of faith and work with us, I know we can get this project done for you. And he had that take that leap of faith. And as it turned out today, it's probably going to be the biggest life-changing decision, maybe outside of marrying his beautiful wife and having a baby. But outside of that, it's definitely going to be one of the biggest financial impacts that he'll ever have in his life. So it's just amazing that we get to do that. Often in real estate, you don't get to really affect people emotionally. You don't get to affect them in a way that really translates to their family and their legacy. A lot of it's just transactional. But in this case, doing something like this and giving someone the opportunity to basically change their future, change their family's future, and really change the legacy of their family forever is amazing. So that's why we're all excited about it today.
All right, so my name is David Hill. I am Director of Development for Allied Development. This is an exciting day for all of us. For me in particular, we are here today to celebrate a big win by a student and a friend of mine, Eric Gottman. And what makes it particularly special to me is that when we first started VestRight here a couple of years ago, Cody and I, we had a big dream to make impact and change lives. We thought surely there will be folks that are like us out there that just are missing the information. And if we can get them that information, that we can see some really cool changes in lives and some cool success stories. And so Eric Gottman represents the proof of that for me. He was one of our first students. I remember interviewing him. I think it was about probably 2 years ago this month. I think it was May of 2020 when he first reached out to us, and I had him on the phone for about an hour. And he really is, in my mind, not just a success story, but a Cinderella story. That is what I'm excited about, because this guy, he didn't know anything about land. I just remember starkly him having, he told me on the phone, I have big plans, I have big goals. He told me he had an entrepreneur in his blood. I remember these things vividly from our first conversation a couple of years ago. And I also remember him saying that I'd asked him, what's your purpose, right? Because making money is cool and that's great and everything, but you've got to have purpose behind that. And when I asked him that question, there was no hesitation. It wasn't a shallow, I got to make something up. It was direct and something that you knew that was real to him. And that was to help his church and help his community. I just thought that was super cool. And to take someone from the very beginning, 2 years ago, fast forward to today, and to be able to celebrate this win with him, it's amazing, what I would call a Cinderella story.
My name is Andrew Miller, and I'm the Vice President of Acquisitions for Allied Development. I think it was a great story, a great ending for Eric and his family as it relates to things that he's obviously being new to the country the last 6 years. But the opportunity, I think, was a great story, basically, a situation for him and his family.
I work in acquisitions. I'm one of the acquisition analysts here at Allied Development. Obviously, I've been working here for a few months. I got to see the process with Eric and his family, and it was amazing to see it from start to finish, and the huge payoff at the end. These transactions are life-changing, and so it's really great to see how it affects him and how it affects his family in a very positive way. My favorite part would have to be meeting with landowners. First and foremost, it's not an easy process, especially with these deals, but they pay off is amazing, and it is truly life-changing to yourself and to the landowner.
So my name is Cesar Banda. I'm one of the land acquisition associates here at Allied Development. As someone who moved here from a different country as well, I'm from Mexico. To see someone be able to achieve that, really the American dream, it's really just something that you hear about, and something that everyone's trying to achieve, including myself. And just to see it happen, it's just something awesome.
Been telling my kids this story because it's one of those great American success stories that you hear about, but you don't get to be a part of a lot of times. And it's an amazing story. It gives me goosebumps to think about the fact that Eric's life has changed. He's not even from this country. he came over here for a better opportunity, and boy, did he get it. And he took advantage of the situation and ran with it. I'm thrilled for him. It's great that we do this. It's really inspirational, you know. Well, I would say if you're going to get in with VestRight, go into it with the right mentality, because it can change your life. I've taken all the classes, I've seen all the courses, and they're amazing what they teach you. And it's such a great opportunity. And I don't think Eric could have done this without Allied. I don't think he could have gone through the procedures through the city and through the developmental process without the team that we have here. I just don't know if he could have done it on his own, because it's a lot of work, and trying to have a full-time job and do this on the side. Boy, this is my full-time job. So if you can get in with Allied and we can help you along with development, get in here, boy, because Eric's a living proof that it works for you if you do it the right way.
My name is Enrique Salazar. I'm a land acquisitions specialist here with Allied Development. Typical immigrant stories where, you have somebody that comes from another country looking for the American dream. And as you can tell, he does love the U.S. And, my parents are immigrants. So seeing something like that, it's beautiful just to see somebody, a family, to, life-changing money. And, you learn something and then you put it to use and you see the fruits of your labor at the end of the day. So it's pretty good to see.
Project coordinator here at Allied Development. Yeah, so today was pretty amazing. So when Eric became a student, I actually remember when he was signed on as a student and everything that he was taught with Dave. It's amazing to see today, like a few years later, today happen. It's amazing. And it's very fulfilling to see somebody be able to be a part of VestRight and Allied and just experience that fulfillment from that side. Seeing people's lives change within the company, and then now seeing students' lives change from a different perspective, other people coming in, it's amazing to be a company that can give back and that other people can benefit from what we know and what we've been able to teach them. So it's amazing. And so I say, if you're thinking about doing it, go for it. Be a story like Eric. His life has changed and yours can too.
Hey everyone. Hey, I have the pleasure today to be with Eric. Eric, you say hi to everybody.
Hi everybody.
We just had a very special moment together, Eric and I. I think many of you know we over at Allied Development, we have a headquarters here in Dallas, Texas. I flew in last night. The reason I flew in was to actually celebrate Eric. We celebrated him this morning, earlier today, and it was a very successful partnership that Eric had with my development company, Allied Development. Eric was actually the trailblazer of the whole prospecting partner business model we have with students or graduates, where he teed up the deal, brought the deal to us, we capitalized it, we ran it, we sold it, and Eric shared in the profits with us. Eric actually went into that business model before it ever even existed with us. That business model didn't exist. We weren't offering it to students. And so it's really neat to be here with Eric, because a lot of times I do these interviews and I just want to thank you in advance, because I'm going to ask you to be transparent and vulnerable today, because I think a lot of times your story or students' stories are more impactful than my own stories. They hear my stories all the time, right? So I just want to thank you very much for that.
You're welcome.
So first tell us, what do you do for a day job? What is it you do?
I'm a director of social media. I work for a church, First Presbyterian Church of Arlington, Texas.
Okay.
So I'm a full-time job. I work for the Lord.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. So that's what I love to do. So I love it.
Yeah. So we both love Jesus.
Oh, absolutely.
That's really good. When did you decide to join our program over at VestRight?
That was around May 2020.
May 2020. Okay.
It was in the middle of the whole COVID lockdown.
Okay.
Yeah.
So middle of 2020. And then so then you probably graduated, a couple months after that?
Yeah. I got the whole certificate. It was July 2020.
Okay, July 2020. So, in how much, I don't know if you have it on you, But how much did we just hand you a check for?
Was $610,000.
So I hope y'all heard that. We just handed Eric a check for $610,000 for bringing a deal to us. But I think the best part of the story is remember, the prospecting partner program, as far as partnering with Ally, didn't exist. And so we talked Eric up. This is such a great story. Our CEO over at Ally talked to Eric into partnering with us and letting us take over the deal. And he was this close to assigning that deal actually to a different buyer. And he was going to get like 10 or 20 grand for assigning that contract. So instead of getting 10 to 20 grand, he now just got a check for 610,000. So I still haven't been able to quite figure out how to put it into words, what that means for me.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. It's too hard to grasp.
Yeah. Well, and I purposely wore this shirt today, when we were doing the check ceremony with Eric, with the Allied staff and Eric's family today. But what made you finally decide to sign up for VestRight's course versus all the other courses that are out there?
Okay. First of all, I think VestRight was the first one that I saw online. Okay, going on about land and land development.
Well, that's true, because we're the only one in that space.
Yes. Yeah. And I think I told you this before. My stepfather was a developer. My father was a civil engineer. So I grew up, my first job basically was at my stepfather's company. And he immigrated to Brazil when he was 13 years old from Hungary.
Wow.
And he was basically a self-made man, doing developments and building houses, commercial and so forth. And when I saw that, I said, and he died when I was 17. And I didn't have.
You were 17.
I was 17.
And in Brazil.
And I didn't have a chance to, and he was very successful.
Yeah.
And I didn't have a chance to learn.
Yeah.
And I saw that, growing up, seeing that, that's awesome. I want to be an entrepreneur.
So there was a connection there between what you experienced growing up and what we teach.
Yeah. Is there something or someone that can teach me related to land or land development or building? It's not exactly building, but do you understand the connection?
Yeah, I do. How long ago did you move to the U.S., by the way?
Almost 6 years ago.
So you moved 6 years ago. And you've told me, but I want everybody else to hear it. What were you worth, or how much money did you have when you moved here?
$600, $700.
Oh, I love it. So your life changed. Life changed forever today.
Yeah. Completely.
That's so awesome. So what did you find as a result of going through the VestRight course? What did it do for you, or do for your education, or what opportunities did it open? How did it feel? What opportunities did it create by you going through the course?
Man, it's a lot of things. I would say networking with different people. It's a whole new path. It's a whole. So I love challenges.
Yeah. Do me this. Do you feel like you know something after going through that course that most people don't know and understand?
Oh yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
I'll take it a step further. Do you feel like you know something or understand something that 99% of real estate agents, professionals don't know?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
Right? And it's not the real estate agent's fault. It's just the stuff is taught.
And even during, let me go. Even during the first 2 weeks during the online course.
Yeah.
Because as I was doing the online course, as I was doing the VestRight, I was putting to practice, of course. I was taking action.
Yeah, the action steps.
You gotta take action.
Yeah.
You gotta put it to practice.
Yeah.
Because as I was doing, as I was calling and see these jurisdictions and people, anyway, were networking, I was feeling, okay, they respect me in some way, somehow.
Yeah.
Okay, I feel
because you're knowledgeable.
Yeah, I feel different here.
Yeah.
Okay, so
you have specialized knowledge.
Yeah. The course itself, it's really it's rich.
There's a lot there.
Yeah.
And that's why you keep your login for a lifetime, because you're going to want to go back, keep doing refreshers.
So then I'm going, okay, we were internally, my partner and I debating, okay, what should we do? Because I got the knowledge, my partner got some of their skills.
Yeah.
And some contacts as well. And we were networking and so forth, and contacting some builders, developers, and okay, let's flip the deal, let's develop the deal, and we ended up contacting 10, 12 different builders, developers.
Okay. Yeah.
And it was like, no, I don't think we want. And I'm going, okay, this is a big parcel. I mean, it's got sewer, water. It's, 15 minutes from Dallas. I mean, it's good location. It's real estate location. And I'm going, okay, in the 90 days, we're getting closer and closer and closer. And then,
by the way, that's 90-day inspection period, feasibility study, due diligence period, whatever you want to call it. It's like a free look for 90 days to make sure you want to buy the property.
Correct. And then we got to do something. We're going to see the name of a big company. Yeah. Should I?
Oh, no, just say one of the public homeowners.
Top 3. Okay?
Yeah, for sure.
They say, well, we are definitely interested on your project. But before that, so I call Dave first and say, Dave, I'm having, which is Dave, the teacher.
Yeah.
I said, Dave, here's the thing, something's not working. Okay, because I got a good deal.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's not selling. And he goes, okay, send me everything that you got. Okay. And so I sent him everything. But then this major top 3 builder developer calls me, and then he goes, okay, we're interested to let's set up a meeting. And then Scott here,
which is our CEO of Ally.
Say, can I go with? Let me go with you. Okay, on this meeting. Let me coach you. So, well, I'm glad. Let's go. So we go and we have this meeting, and they go and say, well, here's the thing. We don't flip. Basically, okay. If we were to flip or pay you something, that would be like $20,000.
Right. Yeah.
So I look at Scott, and Scott look at me, and I say, well, okay, let me think.
Yeah. So then, long story short,
Yeah.
you ended up assigning the deal to our Allied Development Company,
Yeah.
right? And then you just got a check for $610,000, right? So and it took 1 year from the time that you assigned it to us to the time you got paid, right? And I'm assuming it's close to zero. And the next question for you is, how much money did you have invested in that deal?
Invested?
How much money did you?
Yeah.
Nothing,
That basically nothing.
Yeah, and that's because here's the deal. When you bring a deal to Allied, if you go through the VestRight course, by the way, let me make clear, would you recommend VestRight to someone else? Better yet, if you had a friend that was interested, would you feel comfortable enough to refer your friends to VestRight?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's, no, there's. I mean,
Why? The next question is why?
Because it's. If you're looking for something that would fulfill your life, that would bring you purpose, that would bring you money,
Yeah.
that will change your life. I mean, that's the way to go.
Straight up, the money you just got, is it more money than you've made in your whole life?
Absolutely.
Love it.
Absolutely.
Would you recommend partnering with Allied?
Definitely. Yes. Absolutely. There's.
Next thing
I
is
mean,
why?
it's because the first lesson I would never forget. The first lesson of the course is you have to have, in this business, you have to have one word: integrity. Integrity. And those people you have. So
Hopefully you found this time with Eric inspiring. I know I find Eric inspiring. I find his story inspiring about moving here 6 years ago, having $600 or $700 to now be in the spot he's in today. But feel free, reach out to VestRight, ask us your questions. We're more than willing to answer them, and hopefully VestRight's the right fit for you. And if it's not, that's okay too. And with that said, we appreciate you all, and if you end up joining us, we look forward to you being our next land acquisition specialist.